Hello, great ones. Welcome back. Today is Tuesday. Sorry, I was forgetting what day it was today. Today is Tuesday, and you are going to need a few things for today. You're going to need your reader because we're going to read a story, but you're also in your package, you're going to have cards here with pictures on them. And what I would like you to do is I would like you to take the paper clip off and spread them all out. Maybe you're sitting at your table, maybe you're sitting on your floor. Spread them all out so that you can see all of the different pictures, okay? So I want you to spread them all out to see all the different options that you have for our pictures there, okay? So I want you to spread them all out. And sometimes we might have a problem where we need something but we can't get it, and so we have to kind of be creative, okay? So what we're going to do for today is we're going to have to use our creativity to solve some problems. So I want you to think, for example, what if your water wasn't working and you couldn't get a drink of water but you were really thirsty? Looking at these pictures here, what could you use to help you to solve the problem of being thirsty? Looking at those pictures, what could maybe you use? Ooh, there's ice cubes. Do you see the ice cubes? Maybe you would suck on an ice cube and it would melt in your mouth and help you. What else could you use to help you if you're thirsty? Maybe you could get on your bike and maybe you could ride to your neighbor or your friend's house to get a drink of water because you could say your water wasn't working, right? Or maybe you could use your phone and phone your grandma and say, I'm really thirsty, Grandma. Could you bring me some water over? Okay, so I'm going to read a problem and I want you to be creative. There's no wrong answers. We could use all different things to solve our problems of what you could do to solve the problem. And hold up the card when you've thought about what you would use, okay? So what would you do if your friend needed to be cheered up? Maybe your friend's really sad and they need to be cheered up. What's something that you could use here to cheer up your friend? What do you think you could use there to cheer up your friend? What do you think? Could you maybe ride your bike over to your friend's house and say, do you want to go for a bike ride and spend some time together? Maybe I'm just thinking you could use your pillow and maybe you could have a pillow fight with your friend. Have your friend over and have a pillow fight. Or could you use the box and send something really nice to your friend? Sure. What would you do if you were cold? What could you use here if you were cold? What could you do there if you were cold? Oh, there's a sweater. Would you put the sweater on? What else could you do if you were cold? Looks like there's a blanket or a towel you could wrap it around you. Yes. What would you use if you wanted to make a musical instrument? What could you use here if you wanted to make a musical instrument? What could you use? You could use that pot, turn that pot over and hit it. Yes. Oh, and there's a box, a cardboard box. Maybe you would hit that and make it. Yes, you could use even maybe the comb and hit it off the box. Yes. What would you use if you wanted to make a fort in your backyard? There's a lot of good things on here that you could use to make a fort. What could you use if you wanted to make a costume? What do you think you could use there? You might use a sweater or the shoes or put the blanket over, or maybe even the pillowcase off the pillow. You could use different things in there for that, couldn't you? Well, I want you to, before we begin reading today, I want you to think about if I were to take this book and I were to drop it on your desk here in the classroom or think about your table at home, what kind of sound would it make? When something falls that's heavy, what do we hear? Almost like a thud, right? When something heavy falls. Other words that we might hear could be maybe you hear a boom, or you might hear a smash or a crash, okay? In our story today, there's something or someone that is going to go thud. Now, have you ever been sledding in the snow? I know it's springtime now, but have you ever been sledding in the snow? Now, I want you to think about if you didn't have a sled, what could you use to go sliding down the hill? What could you use? The children in our story today can't find a sled. So let's find out what they are going to use when they can't find a sled. And I would like you to read the sled, read that from your reader today to either mom or dad, okay? So enjoy reading the sled.